Hey, this is Eitan and I'd like to talk to you about two things today. Power and magic in films and video games. I came across an interesting question in the sound design group on Facebook. A character uses the power of crystals to magically create anything with a beam of crackling purple light. Any ideas on how to make her magic sound powerful? So what's interesting here is that this guy, Randy Tom, replied. Now, for those of you who don't know who Randy Tom is, this is the director of sound design at Skywalker Sound. Skywalker Sound is one of the leading audio post-production studios in the world. Randy Thomas started his career working on films like Apocalypse Now,
I love the smell of napalm in the morning,
and Star Wars, which is pretty amazing, and later worked on blockbusters like Indiana Jones, Castaway,
You wouldn't match.
Harry Potter, and lots of other Hollywood movies we've all seen. So that guy really knows what he's talking about. I'm not a millennial.
Snapchat, Pinterest, Instagram, Vine, Twitter.
And I didn't reach my 30s either.
I'm surprised you didn't say Facebook.
That's for old people, like my parents.
But I think it is mind-blowing that you can just post a question and someone at the level of Randy Tom replies and give you advice on how you can improve your work. So if you want, you can pause this video and read his entire answer, but basically the most important part is this. I suggest finding and or fabricating a mix of low-frequency sound, thunder rumble, and or big transformer hum, for example, with a musical tinkling sound, glass wind chimes maybe, and then add reverb to it all. So what we're going to do is to try and create a sound of powerful magic spell following Randy's instructions. The first thing would be to create the sound of a big transformer hum.
It's alive! It's alive!
I started by recording my guitar amp, and just by touching the PL plug with my finger, it gave me this nice buzz sound that I can use as a basic layer for my transformer hum sound. I used an orange amp and a Rode NTG4 Plus, but you can really use any amp and mic you want. Then I duplicated the sound, and by layering it and changing the layers, using EQ and adding distortion and reverb, I managed to have a more full and rich sound. It was quite good, but I was missing the sound of electricity sparkles, like a big transformer would have, I guess. So I used Massive for that. But this still wasn't electrical enough. So I researched online and found that you can also make the sound of electricity with a duct tape. Luckily, I recently moved to a new space and built my own studio, so I had plenty of duct tape. I didn't really know what to do with it, so I started using tools that I would usually use to make sound more electrical, like Voice Designer and Destroyer, which are Nuendo plugins. Then I used high pass filter and a very high notch to make the highs stand out. This is the result. Now it sounds like a nice electrical hum. When Randy talked about power, he mentioned thunder rumble to add a feeling of power in the sound. Now, I could just go into my Soundly application, write Thunder, and just drag it into my session. But I wanted something original. I didn't want to waste precious time trying to create a thunder rumble sound from scratch or waiting for the next thunderstorm to record it, so I just tried to use what I've just recorded to create a low rumble sound. I took the duct tape recording, changed its algorithm, and stretched it drastically. And that was it. I had a nice low rumble that I can use as an additional layer. Let's continue to the next part, the magical sound. Randy suggested using a glass wind chime sound. I searched online for this, and I wasn't really able to find this specific item easily and quickly. So I decided to use Synthesis instead. Nuendo and Cubase have this amazing media searching tool where you can just write a term and it will give you all the relevant presets of different instruments and samples that are related to your search tag. So I searched for wind bells and found two presets that was quite good for a magical sound layer. There was still something missing.
You gotta do better than this, kid!
I needed that power feeling that an impact could give me. So I went to my library of impact sounds that I created for Artlist.io and added 2 impact sounds. With those 2 layers, it suddenly had the right feel. So let's play all the layers separately. And all the layers together. So that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. Let me know if you have any question and don't forget to subscribe. Take care.